What's up, guys? Team APS here. We've got a brand new video we're coming up with. Well, we're not coming up with these, but we're talking about 3 different ways you can play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Great for if you're a little bit bored of the format, you don't like how modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Works all the time, and you just kind of want to have some casual fun with your friends.
Maybe you're just waiting for that ban list and you need something to do until it drops.
So we've got 3 different ways you can play, 3 different rule types, and some of these are established, but some of them are also a lot of fun and can kind of be reinterpreted however you want, right?
Yep.
Also, we have a little bit of a mystery box. Something we got in the mail from Monster. We don't actually know what this is yet. Like, this is going to be our first time recording it as well.
What could it be?
Stick around and we'll open that towards the end as well.
Our first game mode? Well, tag mode. That's 2v2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is no stranger to tag rules. We've had a few different iterations of how tag is played. One way was you combine both you and your teammates' life points.
Yeah, so you'd have 16,000 and it's just kind of one big total. Your 2 opponents also have 16,000 and you're just kind of swinging, and then the team loses as a team.
Yeah. So when you run out of life points, you lose. Plain and simple.
Now there was an old way where you could do it where like you and your teammate both have 8,000 each, and if your teammate gets taken out of the match, then you just automatically lose.
So your team is only as strong as the weakest member.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're playing this with friends, you could really think of it like however you wanted to think of it. You could play it one way or the other. It's kind of up to you. Konami also had a set of official tag rules. They haven't exactly been updated in a few years.
It's been quite a while.
So it's sort of open to interpretation, but the basic ideas are that you can use your teammates' monsters for like tribute summons or fusion, synchro summons, things like that.
You can also share graveyards, so you can like banish your teammates' monsters from the grave.
Like to summon a BLS. Or you can use like Monster Reborn. Well, I guess you could always use Monster Reborn for the opponent. Like Soul Charge, for example, you could summon monsters from your grave and your opponent's grave.
What's even crazier is when you think about the fact that we don't even have, like, Master Rule 4 wasn't around when these rules were created.
Right, so you really do get to kind of have a little bit of fun in terms of Master Rule 4. We are actually going to be doing a tag duel really soon. It's one of the projects that we're working on. It's going to be me and Trell.
Versus me and Alex.
Yeah, so look forward to that, hopefully this weekend. But the way that we decided to interpret Master Rule 4 is that it kind of just works like normal. Just you use you and the person across from you share the zones.
Yep.
But like we also thought of some other ways that like we could do it, right?
Yeah. You know, cards like Proxy Dragon, they point left and right. And you know your teammate is like to your right or your left, well, depending. What if you summon Proxy Dragon to that furthest
the furthest end
zone,
of your zone, or whatever.
And it gives your teammate an extra monster zone.
Right, and because there's no official rules for this, I mean, you could just do it however you want, right? Like, whatever feels most fun.
You could even do a double extra link.
Gokis could probably do that on their own. And also, I think that something that's really cool about tag duels and just what makes it so fun to play is you have a partner. You know what I mean?
True.
It's not just like you versus one person and all of the like salt,
vitriol,
tension and stuff. Oh, he sacked me, you know. It's kind of like, even if you're losing, you get to feel like you can make a comeback as a team.
Yeah, you win as a team, you go down as a team.
You can strategize, you know, make decks that synergize well with each other.
Yeah, you can both play zombies.
Right, and then like you can remove your partner's Mizuki to summon one of your zombies, or like vice versa, you know. That type of play seems really fun.
Oh my god, can you imagine mixing Omega with that?
Yeah, exactly. It can get really out of hand, but it's also so much fun. I think the only downside to tag duels, at least in our experience, because we've kind of been practicing for this video, is
they
that
take a while.
Yeah, they 16,000 life points is like, I mean, it's technically just 2 people's life points combined, but it really can stretch when you're like, you know.
Because in a tag game, nothing's really a blowout anymore, so people can guard those life points for quite a while.
Yeah, so make sure that you have some time in your hands if you're doing this mode. But if you're playing for fun, I mean, you probably already do.
Not a problem. So our second game mode is
Sealed Draft. Also an existing sort of game style in Yu-Gi-Oh! The idea here is that you're going to be using packs and opening packs and playing with a deck that you make out of the cards you pull from a pack.
Yeah, so no pre-planning, you don't get to no side decking.
Right. There's 2 different ways to play this, a lot like with tag duels. You can just kind of have whatever packs, and the ones that you get, you open them and you have to make your deck out of just whatever you get from those packs.
And that's considered traditional sealed play, right?
Right. And then there's also an alternative and that's draft. So how's draft work?
So in draft play, you would pop open a pack. You would pick, I don't remember how many cards you pick, X number of cards, and you pass that pack on to the next person. And you would do that with each pack from that set until you each have a complete deck.
Yeah, so that is, I guess, a more optimal way to play if you've got like 4 or more people, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And that way, you know, like there's kind of some, hopefully you get the best cards out of your packs and you take those and you kind of like pass the rest on to your opponent. Eventually someone's kind of forced to maybe take some cards they don't want or whatever.
But you both will have to do that. No one gets a one up on the other one.
Now, Konami's actually made a specific series of packs, the Battle Pack series, that are made like for sealed play. So they're designed with cards that are like sort of medium power level and have some small bits of synergy and stuff, but nothing like overpowering.
Yeah, they're reducing on things. It's very hard to do OTKs or unbreakable boards.
And the sets are huge. They always have like 200 and some odd cards, so like it's unlikely that you'll even get a similar deck to the people that you're playing draft with.
So true.
So that's a lot of fun. Actually, a fun fact about draft is that for a while, YCS events actually used draft as like the game mode for top cut. But players didn't really like that.
Yeah, people would build their extremely expensive and overpowered decks and work their way up to top cut, and then they'd have to do sealed.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the benefits I think of sealed play and draft play is that it puts everybody in an even playing ground, you know?
Yeah. You know, no one has, you know, it's not a matter of who has more money. It's sometimes just luck.
Yeah, it could be luck, and how well can you quickly make use of a deck that was just built on the spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it shows a lot more skill in your play if you can make the best use of these medium power cards. It's all about advantage and control.
Right, I agree. So it's definitely worth checking out. You can always just buy battle pack boxes to use with it, or just do it with the newest set.
It's a little risky using the new sets because now since everything's archetype based now,
it's sometimes a little harder.
It's wild what you might end up with a deck of.
So before we get into our last really fun type of alternative Yu-Gi-Oh play,
let's see what Monster sent us. This has been killing me.
It is actually a mystery box. There are question marks on it. Let's see what's inside.
Alright, what in the world? What is...
Wait, there's a card? There's a card first. Sent us a card.
Wait, we should read it first before we say it out loud.
Okay, it's not talking about my family. Hi Team APS, congrats on hitting 100K. Hope you enjoy our newest monster product. We think it's scary good.
Oh, I get it because they're monster. Alright, and
looks like it's
this is a very interesting. A dual playmat tube holds 2 standard size playmats.
Okay, a flex wall divider and unique prism shape allows you to easily move your playmat. Alright, cool. So,
okay.
Kind of tough. I like that.
Good plastic, good plastic.
And okay, so the bottom is just flat, so the top is only the only removable part. And
so
it's
it has
got a wall
separate
divider.
section for each one.
This kind of reminds you of like walled deck boxes where, you know, like it's meant to help you kind of separate your main deck, side deck, extra deck.
What's up with the hexagonal design it's got going there?
Oh, I bet it so it doesn't roll off like the table. Have you ever had like the round like mat tubes?
Forever rolling
and, like,
off
those
tables.
Like roll off tables. So I guess since it's like a hexagon, you could like lay it flat and it's not gonna
roll. We'll be using our Dueling Mat.
Yes, and the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Exodia Comic-Con mat.
No, this is not bad when you think about it, because most people already have multiple mats. It's rare to only have one. And sometimes it can be hard to pick which one to bring, or if you're going to play with a friend and they don't have their own mat.
Like with these custom game modes we're talking about.
And you know, there's a lot of room in here. You don't have to necessarily put them in as tightly as possible. It's not it's not significantly bigger than a normal mat tube.
Yeah, it's not like really big and bulky, so I think you could still probably fit this in a backpack.
I don't see why you couldn't.
So after quickly reading about this, we realized this is actually going to be released mid-October. So this was kind of a sneak peek of this product.
But pre-sales go out the end of this month.
Yeah, so we're going to actually add the link in the description where you can pre-order this. And if you use the code TEAMAPS20,
you can get 20% off.
Yeah, so definitely worth it. Check it out.
So our third game mode is the Pegasus Challenge. It's almost infamous, you might say.
Basically, Konami introduced this at YCS events. They would have the voice actor for Pegasus, I believe like Darren Dunstan is his name, something similar to that. And he would come to YCS events and basically you duel in what seems like a regular side event tournament, right?
Until...
every few minutes, Pegasus will actually just make a declaration, a statement, and it becomes a rule that all players in the tournament immediately have to follow.
Yeah, they can be anything from like game-related rules, like all monsters are flipped face down.
Or like shuffle your hand into your deck and like redraw the same number.
Oof.
It could be, banish all level 5 or higher monsters in the field.
Yeah. Or it could even be kind of
it could be silly, it could be fun,
Yeah, it could be like high five your opponent.
Yeah, like there was one where, and this was at a YCS that we were at actually, you had to stop what you're doing and greet the person next to you. Not the person you're facing, the person next to you. Just like, hey, my name is whatever, shake hands. And I mean, there's all sorts of fun things you can do with that.
I remember they had so much fun. Nats in Chicago.
Yeah, I remember that.
They had so much fun.
Wasn't there one with like the battle phase?
There was,
Sing aloud your battle phase, I think it was.
Sing your battle phase.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't playing in that. I just heard people having a lot of fun with that.
I think he even said banish all Zodiac cards.
Yeah, that happened once. that was last year. Now, we were trying to think of how we could adapt this for something that like a group could play with friends, and we came up with what we think is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, if you have access to like a 20-sided die, you can go ahead and just write out a rule for each number on the die, and at the beginning of your turns, you can just roll the die, apply the rule.
Yeah, whatever gets rolled, that's like the rule for the next turn or two. And I mean, that's really fun. That lets you create your own set of rules with your friends. And if you want to make it even more exciting, you could let players kind of roll it on demand.
Oh, Jesus.
Like maybe you can only do it like 2 or 3 times per game. But like if I want to, just in the middle of my turn, roll a die and hope for the best, change up the game.
Reminds me of Arc 5 with those action cards. Because Yuya would just break off in the middle of a game to go find one. And if you picked one up, you had to apply whatever effect it was. And they weren't always in his favor.
Yeah, like I feel like this is the one that's like the most fun. And I mean, if you had a group of people too, you could even assign one person to just be the Pegasus, and that would be really fun.
Heck, you could be holding a tournament and just apply these rules for everyone playing.
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool to like have that one weekend at a locals instead of just losing to extra link Gokies again?
The usual.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you could write down one of your rules, destroy all monsters in extra monster zones.
So those are the 3 kind of cool, fun, alternative Yu-Gi-Oh game types we thought of.
If you can think of any other ways to play these games, or if you've played them and want to comment on them, go ahead, drop that in the comments.
Yeah, we would love to know. And of course, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up.
If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that bell icon and join the notifications squad.
That's gonna be it. So remember, check out the double playmat tube from Monster coming out soon, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Pass turn. So, our second game mode is...
It is... Oh shit, I forgot. What is it? Draft. Okay. Alright, we'll start that over.